Enhancing Algebra Curriculum with Industry-Relevant Skills Advisory Committee Proposal. So we're going to look at the program selection and then the significance of this. So we've selected the program Algebra Applications. The significance of this is that algebra forms the foundation for problem-solving skills, data analysis, finance, and engineering. Learning algebra equips students with logical reasoning and quantitative analysis skills that are valued in industries such as business analytics, engineering design, and computational sciences. But when we connect this to real-world applications, it can bridge the gap between classroom learning and industry expectations. The purpose of the advisory committee is going to be to provide expert insight on industry trends related to algebra applications, recommend curricular updates to align with workforce skills, offer feedback on course materials and assessment methods, build industry partnerships for internships, guest lectures, and project-based learning. All right, so the advisory committee members, one of those would be the industry professionals. So that would be like operation research specialists, software engineers, financial analysts, etc. Right? So the role for this group of people is to share how algebra is used in their respective workplaces. So this ensures the curriculum covers the most relevant algebra skills, the ones that are actually being used in the workplace. The next member would be University Career Services representative. So their role would be to identify the skills that are most sought after by employers and help integrate these employability skills into the coursework. So this aligns the algebra with career readiness. Next up would be curriculum and instruction specialist. So their role is to guide on aligning course outcomes with accreditation standards and best practices in math education. So this ensures the curriculum revision meets the benchmarks needed to be officially recognized. Next up would be educational technology coordinator. Their role is to suggest digital tools, simulations, and software to make algebra more interactive. That way it's not just numbers on a page, but it's actually being applied and it makes it more innovative, right? All right. Collaboration strategies. Make communication actionable and specific by outlining easy to follow protocols. This can be done by defining the objectives of the meetings, the metrics for success of the program and the meeting, and assigning responsibilities to specific people with clear direction and deadlines. One of the goals is to always try to reach a consensus. So when conflict does occur, we allow members to voice their perspectives and find agreement in the overarching goals of the group. So that's one way that you can effectively collaborate with each other, is if everybody ends up having a voice. So like when you do that, better decisions can be made when the goal is to find the solution that everyone is comfortable with, rather than just one person making all the decisions for everyone. All right, so these overarching goals that everybody's going to be focusing on is the revision of the algebra curriculum that incorporates applied industry skills, increased student engagement through real-world projects and case studies, stronger partnership between academics and industry that promotes long-term program sustainability. All right, so now we're going to be looking at a collaborative plan for conflict resolution. So specifically focusing on the story that involved streamlining faculty communication. All right, so this particular scenario involves faculty members being frustrated due to inconsistent communication about schedule changes and policy updates. This issue with communication can lead to faculty members feeling like they are not being given consideration during decision making. It can also cause issues with faculty having time to prepare for the work they need to do as a result of the changes and updates. All right, so the needs that come up with something like this is that we need to establish consistent, timely, and informative communication with all faculty. The problems that they're seeing is that there's the late notifications of schedule changes and policy updates, and a lack of a centralized information source. So the goals then are to create a communication protocol that is standardized across the university and to ensure that real-time updates get posted on a centralized information source. The stakeholders involved in this process would be the department chair. So their role would be to ensure dissemination of official updates, act as a liaison by collecting feedback from peers and relaying concerns. So they're going to be talking to the faculty members about the updates, and then also coming back to, the higher ups with the feedback that the faculty has mentioned. So then this person ensures that faculty voices shape the communication strategy in a more efficient way. It'll be like a republic rather than a democracy. So it'll be like kind of like an elected official that's representing the whole group. They're also going to be in more regular contact with the everyday and specific faculty members that'll more easily be able to disseminate the information. The next stakeholder would be administrative support staff. So their role is going to be managing that scheduling platform and making sure that the notifications get sent out and maintaining the centralized information source. So just making sure everything's running properly. This person handles operational tasks to ensure that updates are accurate and prompt. A couple recommended communication tools. One would be Slack. So the benefits of this tool include instant messaging, channels for specific topics, file sharing, and it is accessible on any device. This is great for higher education because it can reduce the email load. It can be curated to what actually applies to that faculty member, and it gives a lot of versatility. The next one would be Canvas faculty announcements. So the benefits of this tool are that it gives a single source to see schedules, policies, and official documents. This gives higher education faculty more peace of mind that they have not missed something when everything is kind of in like this one-stop shop. Because you can even integrate Slack into Canvas, so it can all be in one place. All right, so some meeting considerations. The type of meeting will depend on the availability of the stakeholders and on the content that needs to be addressed in the meeting. If possible, it would be better to have in-person meetings. This could happen every 2 weeks to promote familiarity so that faculty can feel comfortable reaching out for clarification. If in-person is not possible, then a Zoom meeting would be the bi-weekly meeting in replace of that. And then for either situation, the meeting could be recorded so that anyone could watch it later for a reminder or because they missed the meeting and they need to know what happened. So then for like more urgent updates that can't wait until the bi-weekly meeting, a video could be sent out that explains the update. I think for me, it's just easier to watch the video than read like a whole wall of text. So that would be my suggestion for that. And then also you could have a digital collaboration platform such as Slack so that people can post their questions and then they could get responses and everyone can kind of see what the questions were, so you don't have one person fielding the same question multiple times. So from all of this, the expected outcome would be that there would be improved faculty preparedness for schedule and policy changes, consistent channels of communication, reduced confusion from last-minute changes, and higher operational efficiency, leading to higher faculty satisfaction. And then you can see the references that were utilized to create this. So thank you so much. Goodbye.